Okay, so we've talked about signing up, we've connected, hopefully all of our students and parents and fellow teachers. The last bit is kind of the like non-required bits of Dojo, but it's still very useful. So while I've primarily used Dojo as a way to communicate with parents very easily, you can also use it as a way to assign work. You can use it as a way to communicate not just with like individual messages, but in more like a social media aspect, um, and as well as a way to give some feedback in connected to work and like general performance. So if we're on our page, we can see that we have this thing called portfolios. Now, portfolios is how you can assign work via Class Dojo. Uh, I don't choose to use it this way, but if you do, then like, cool, right? All the more power to you. Um, so it's pretty straightforward in how to do this. You would click activity, create an activity. You'd give it a title. The response type is how they submit the work. So it could be text, video, photo. That's how the student would give it to you. And then the instructions is what they would see as far as what you expect from them. Once you've done that, it will be assigned to all of the students within the class. They would be able to submit it. After they've submitted it, so let's take this test one. So as you can see, test instructions complete the thing. They would log in, they would complete the activity. Once they complete it, you would get notified, uh, and then you'd have to approve the response. So if you don't approve the response, then it doesn't get effectively like turned in, and they would have to go back and do it. And then student work is shared home to families. So families are able to see the work really well. So that's a really positive part about using Class Dojo in this way, is it's pretty intuitive as far as giving feedback immediately. So as you can see, it tells me exactly how many have submitted, are pending, and have been approved. And I can see the students' particular work right here. If I go back to the all posts page, this would be all of the assignments in here, and I would click on an individual one and be taken to this page. Pretty straightforward. If you'd like more info on this, they give you a handy dandy little tutorial right here as well. Um, Second part, the class story. This is the same thing as the whole school, like Facebook feed type thing, except it's just for your homeroom. And that's about it. Uh, the other thing that you can do, which you could do in the full school, but would be a little more pertinent for each homeroom, is by setting events, and it would show up on this side, and they would be able to see that as well. Okay. Um, yeah. As I going into this thinking that there's a lot more to talk about, but really to talk about functionality, primarily if used as a message hub, but if you want to use it for work, absolutely feel free. You can give feedback on that work in this class part for whole class and students, as well as create particular groups. Um, Past that, once you have these groups set up, you have a whole bunch of random options that you can do connected to the work. So this is going to be particularly good for synchronous learning, for whatever lessons you're going to be doing in that way. And I think that about does it. So really, I urge you, because the site is like very easy to navigate, in my opinion. It's pretty straightforward about like how it's presented. Um, you can see like as I'm clicking things, it becomes really obvious what it's going to tell you, right? Uh, just mess around with it a little bit. That's the best way for these features to really figure out what your preference is, how you're going to use it. So good luck. If you need any help, obviously reach out, and I'm more than happy to go through a walkthrough or try to explain it in a slightly different way. But yeah, looking forward to the year.